Hi, happy Monday. Welcome to Meditation Mondays. This is our last teaching class, my friends. I have had a couple people reach out with other topics that they want me to possibly talk on. So next week we're going to I'm just going to pull some cards to just kind of celebrate the end of Meditation Mondays. But then the week after that, we're going to start on other topics. So definitely send me some things that you might want to learn about, either in energy healing, spiritual healing, self-care, self-help, and I'm happy to do some lives on other topics. So if you haven't been here before, my name is Mazzotta from Emerge Healing and Wellness. I'm a Reiki and Akashic guide. I've also been a therapist for about 15 years, and I'm just trying to make sure you guys can hear me. Hey Tracy, thanks for the love. Yeah, if you guys can share this out, I put everybody's name into a hat, a bowl, more like it, and pull a name for a free session each week. So if you guys either tag 5 friends in the video or share it out, that would be much appreciated. I will actually draw the name now. I have my little bag here around me because I'm a nerd, but also because I'm outside and I didn't want them to blow away because it's a little windy today. So I'm gonna pull my name for who won the session. Let's see who it is. I only had a few people share out this week. Raylyn Sandin. I will tag you, my love. So share, my friends. All right, so has anybody done any of the written mantras that we worked on last week? If you have any that you'd like to share, I would love to hear them. Today, we are going to be learning about walking meditation, hence me being outside under my favorite tree on the whole planet. I love this tree. Love this tree. So, anyway, walking meditation is interesting. It can be kind of painful at times. If you really do it the right way, it can be a little painful to do. So I'm going to show you a few different ways that you can incorporate walking meditation. It can actually really help with concentration and helping you focus more, so that when you're done with your walking meditation, you can sit in sitting meditation or lying down meditation and feel a little bit more focused and able to concentrate. Probably because you got some of that physical energy out, right? But the recommendation with walking meditation is that you balance it. So if you do 10 minutes of walking meditation, you're supposed to do 10 minutes of sitting meditation following it. 15 minutes of walking, 15 minutes of sitting. So the idea with walking meditation is that, yes, it energizes us, right? Because we are using our breath and our circulation's going a little better because we're moving and grooving. So it can energize us, and it can also serve as a release of any kind of tension or dense energy that's left in our bodies that's kind of stuck there. So we can release some of that through the walking, so that if we decide to sit in meditation afterwards, we are all set with that and we feel like we're a little bit more focused, okay? The other thing it does is it really slows us down in a couple ways. One is that we don't do walking meditation with the goal of getting to a destination, right? We are simply walking for the sake of walking, right? The purpose is to just walk, right? Not to get to a certain place. So that's one way that it helps us slow down, is we're not rushing to get anywhere, right? We're also supposed to be very deliberate about the way that we walk in walking meditation. So we set an intention of what we want to get out of it. So, and by the way, guys, I don't think I'm seeing any comments because I see there's a few people watching, but I haven't had anything pop up. So I will apologize now if you guys ask questions and I don't get back to you until after the live is done. But anyway, I'm outside, so I can't jump on my laptop right now. So I'm getting attacked by bugs as well. So you can set an intention of, you know what, I want this to be more releasing, or I want this to be something more focused. But I will tell you a few different ways that you can do it, and then you'll realize, okay, if I want this out of it, I'm going to do this type of meditation, or I'm going to set this type of intention, right? If I want this out of it, I'll set a different type. So they are supposed to be, though, actually very slow. The walking itself is supposed to be very, very painfully slow. That's why I'm saying it's painful, because it actually tests our patience a lot, because we are forced to slow down and go at a very, very sluggish kind of pace, okay? And the reason that we're doing that is because they want us to really be mindful and intentional in every single step that we take, okay? So you can do this by, like, for instance, I'm out here in my beautiful trees, right? So I can do this by, as I'm walking, and I'm walking slowly right now, not very slowly, but I'm walking slowly. As I'm walking, I'm simply noticing the trees around me. And you guys know I love to tune into all 5 senses, because that's the best way for us to ground, right? So we're walking, and I'm tuning into the sounds. I hear the birds. I don't know if you guys can hear my birdies out here, but I hear the birds. And I'm tuning into the scents. It's spring, almost summer, so I can smell a lot of fragrant blooms around here. I can almost smell that, you know that smell that is outside after it's rained? I think it rained overnight. I can smell that, like, moisture in the air. So tuning into as many senses as you can, feeling the wind, feeling the sun, and just really trying to sense what is within my field as I'm walking, okay? So that's one way, and that, to me, it's more peaceful, it's grounding in nature, right? Another way you can do this to set an intention of having that be what you get out of the meditation is, before you start walking, that you just stand still, close your eyes. Don't walk yet while you're closing your eyes, please. Close your eyes. Take some breaths. And you're going to really feel your feet anchoring into the ground. Just feel how solid you become as you stand here for a minute, 30 seconds, however long you feel is necessary, where you really feel I'm rooted, standing strong, feeling supported by the earth, anchored into the earth. And if you start it that way, you're really setting an intention of connecting with the earth, pulling energy from the earth, right? And carrying that with you as you walk. So as you're setting your feet down, you can say, I am connecting with Mother Earth. I am connecting with my senses. I am in the space of the trees, in the company of the trees. However you want to say that, but if you set your intention to really kind of anchor and connect with the earth, then your mantras in your head as you're walking can kind of accompany that, okay? So the other thing that connecting to Mother Earth and kind of anchoring into the ground can do is it can really make you feel purified, and you can repeat, I am pure, I am pure. Because the understanding is that when we are in contact with the earth, we are transmuting our negative energy, or any energy that we choose for that matter, and kind of giving it back to the earth, and then the earth can kind of regenerate it in whatever way it wants to, right? Or whatever way it chooses to, in the highest good of everyone. So that's another mantra that you can use while you're doing it. One of my favorites is from, I'm terrible at pronouncing this guy's name. I think it's Thich Nhat Hanh, I think. And what I love is that, oh, hey, Sherry, I am seeing some comments. Good. Thanks so much for being here. I think Danielle's here too. Hi, honey. So one thing I love about his walking meditation is that he uses his feet to actually print certain statements or words or feelings onto the ground. So it's almost like you're making a footprint and you're like stamping the ground. So what he does is when he walks, he says peace, serenity is the next step, and happiness is the next step. So he said, we're not printing fear or anxiety onto the ground. We're printing peace, serenity, and happiness. So it's almost like you're leaving that footprint behind, right, for the next person. Like he was saying, if somebody has walked before you and they've been full of shame or fear or anxiety, you are then walking after them and kind of filling those footprints with peace, serenity, and happiness. So it's not just that you're doing it for yourself, but that you're also kind of clearing and setting the stage for the other people who have walked before you and the ones who come after you, which I just think is obviously such a love dove kind of way of looking at it, right? Spreading the love. So I love that idea. All right, so let me think of a couple other things here. Another way you can do this is, well, you know what? First, let me tell you, you can walk in straight lines or you can walk in circles, okay? You don't necessarily have to go back and forth all the time. I don't like walking in circles because I get really dizzy and I don't really need any more reasons to get dizzy, so no circles for me. But you're welcome to do whichever one you prefer, okay? So we haven't gotten to the painful part yet. I'll tell you what the painful part is soon. So the other thing you can do is, I mean, really you can practice this however you want to, right? The way that the true monks do walking meditation and Buddha did walking meditation, I will tell you in a minute. But there's been so many modifications to it in modern times, right? So one of the things I like to do is kind of pick my favorite mantra. So one of them is the Ho'oponopono prayer. That's like my favorite thing in the universe for forgiveness and transmuting negative energy. And that is the 4 phrases that you can put in whatever order you want. And those are, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And I think one of the reasons that I like to recite mantras like that have multiple phrases in them is because it's more rhythmic. Oh, leaving kindness imprints. I love that, Sherry. That's beautiful. Yeah. But I like that it's rhythmic, and I think that's what I like about the walking, is that it's rhythmic. That's one of the reasons that we focus on our breath while we're doing meditation, because it provides that rhythmic nature to our bodies, to the energy coming and going, to the universe, right? So we're getting in touch with that rhythm when we walk, and we're getting in touch with that rhythm when we repeat these mantras. And I like it because it kind of keeps me going, right? So it's recommended that we walk for about 10 minutes, okay? And again, to balance that with 10 minutes of sitting meditation if you want to. But I'm taking my steps and I'm going to say my mantra. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And you guys can pick whatever mantras you want, okay? I'm just walking back and forth right now. And I'll tell you, there's a turning technique that was taught by Buddha himself, actually, that I can show you how to use if you want to be really, really true to the true walking meditation, okay? So when I originally started doing walking meditation, I would count my steps. I would count 1, 2, 3, 4 when I was walking. But I think what I realized over time, and as I did more research, obviously, and learn more, is that actually implies that I'm almost like racing with myself, right? Or trying to get to a destination or measuring it in some way, which is not the intention. I was really doing it just to try to like center my mind. But I don't know. I feel like it's something I have to catch up to, or my mind is still mindful of the numbers. So I don't like the counting. But what you can do is you can state which foot you are walking with. So you can just say left, right, left, right, left, right, left, right. Okay? And the other thing you can do is, obviously the goal of any kind of meditation is to stay within the present moment, to not worry about the past, to not worry about the future, right? But to stay in the present, okay? I mean, that's obviously one of the goals. So, in order to do that, as you're walking, you can say, I am walking. I am walking. And then if you come to a thought or a feeling that comes up, or any kind of sensation for that matter, you're supposed to stop and say, I am stopping. And you notice that when I'm speaking very slowly. And that's because I'm supposed to be speaking with intention, right? To really focus on the sound and the vibration of the words. And I'm saying, I am stopping. And then you stand here and you wait until it passes. You can say, I feel anger, or I feel nausea, or I feel tired, right? You don't have to say it out loud. You can say it internally as well. But you're going to say that, and then you're just going to repeat it and notice it. And then when it passes, you keep going. Right, left, right, left, or I am walking. But what you're doing is you are centering your mind to the present moment. Right? What am I doing right now? I am walking. I am stopping. I am turning. Okay? So that's another way to do it. And just remember that when those thoughts come, I obviously address the feelings and the feelings in your body, but if the thoughts come, right? Like, oh, I have to pack my kids' lunch for later or something like that, then you don't attend to the content of the thought, you just attend to the fact that you're thinking. So you stop and you say, I am thinking. I am thinking. And then when that thought passes, you keep going again. Okay? So you're not getting stuck in that dialogue inside your head about, oh my gosh, and then should I pack applesauce, and should I pack a banana, and should I pack sausage, or what? Hey Jess, happy Monday. You're not getting into the content of it. You're just acknowledging, I am thinking. Okay? And then you keep going. All right. So before we get to the, really painful standard walking meditation, I will tell you just a couple other things that I like to do when I'm outside doing walking meditations. All right. One of them is to use the cues around me to kind of, I guess, either use as visual cues or things to meditate on. So for instance, the clouds. Like cloud formations, you can look, it's so cloudy today that it's just like a giant ball of a cloud. So there are not any formations. But looking into the formation, seeing, is there anything there I can see? Is there anything there that's like kind of triggering something for me? So that is, a cue that you can use if you want to look into the clouds as like a fixation point, if you need one. Only if you need one, okay? And the other one is the trees. So if you want to kind of walk over to a tree, stand next to it, and kind of just listen, right? We talked earlier about the five senses and just kind of listening to what you hear. But this is like listening to if you're getting any messages that are coming through to you from anything within the environment, okay? What am I hearing? Am I feeling anything coming through? Right? And this is a lot about developing your intuition, right? Intuitive development, and really hearing what might be coming through, either your claircognizance or, which is clear knowing. It's one of our intuitive skills. And I'm happy to do another live on that if you guys need more info. But, it's really good to try to not just listen with our senses, but also just listen with kind of like our internal hearing, okay? And see if there's anything you can hear. Like, what does this tree have to tell me today? This is my favorite tree on the whole planet. And every time I hug this tree or kind of lean against it, I feel so warm. I feel like there's so much warmth coming from this tree. Hi, Deshanta. Thanks so much for showing up. So, so those are just a couple things that I have kind of come up with on my own when I have worked with walking meditation that helps me focus and helps me listen and really hear, okay? Now I'm going to teach you guys the really painful one. I'll tell you why it's painful. It's really good to teach our stubborn human brains how to be a little bit more patient, right? So I want to read you guys this quote because I wrote down this quote and I brought it with me. Tracy, I don't even know what that story is. I kind of want to hear it. I really do. Oh, goodness. So, this is the meditation that came to us from Buddha himself, okay, my friends? The original idea behind walking meditation was to be very mindful of the way that you even put your foot down on the ground, okay? So I'm going to go through the steps here and teach you guys what it is that Buddha recommended when we're in walking meditation, okay? And the goal of this, now I'm going to read you my quote, is the value of meditation lies in our ability to remove the cloak of continuity in order to discover the real nature of impermanence. And this was written by Sayadaw Silananda. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. I apologize to this person. But the value of meditation lies in our ability to remove the cloak of continuity in order to discover the real nature of impermanence. So what does that mean? Well, continuity, right? Continuous movement. When we are walking, we don't think about how we're putting our foot down. We don't think about how we're lifting our foot. We don't think about how we're turning, right? We don't think about any of that. We just go. It seems like this continuous motion. So when we focus really specifically on how we're putting our foot down, what part of our foot it is, where we're setting our foot down, things like that, we become more aware of how this is not a continuous process, how there's a lot of loopholes in this process and a little, always areas for, I could insert a stick right there and trip and fall, or I could, there's always little spaces or room for error, right? So it highlights that true nature of impermanence when we do the true walking meditation. So if you guys want to be super, super Buddhist meditation monks, go nuts with this one, okay? You're supposed to walk really, really slowly, okay? You're supposed to lift your foot, and then, as I was saying earlier, you're going to go through that dialogue in your head of, I am lifting my foot. I'm feeling, what do you feel when you lift your foot? Does it feel heavy or does it feel light? It's not flexed. You're just holding it in the air, right? And then I'm putting my heel down. I'm putting the arch of my foot down. Now my toe is on the ground. I am now lifting my left foot. I'm lifting the heel of my left foot. I'm lifting the arch. I'm lifting the toe. I'm observing the lightness of my foot as I move it forward to put down in front of me. It now feels heavy on the ground. It feels rooted. I am going forward. I am now lifting my right foot in the air. It is feeling light. I put my heel down, then my arch, then my toe. My left foot rises with my heel, then my arch, then my toe. I feel the lightness in the air and I lay it down on the ground. And I feel rooted. It feels heavier. I feel anchored. So you don't have to go through the dialogue in your head the entire time. I find it's helpful when you're starting to do this kind of meditation because I need to know what to be aware of, because you're supposed to at least just have an awareness of kind of where your foot is, what it feels like, and what you're actually doing. Okay? And when we go really, really slowly like that, we're supposed to also speak very slowly. I am lifting my toe. I am lifting my heel. Very similar to a show that Brad Johnson used to do on the Akashic Academy, where he was talking about really imprinting certain mantras or beliefs into our minds, that as we do it, we close our eyes and we state whatever it is we want to believe or have internalized. We kind of watch the words as we speak them go across the inside of our forehead, right where your third eye is. So I would say, like, I am balanced. You say it so slowly that you're kind of following the letters as you're saying it. So balance, like I'm spelling out a word almost from, like I'd be teaching my kids if I were teaching them how to read or teaching them their letters, right, and phonics. So that when you say it really slowly and you really attend to the syllables and the letters and all this stuff, that you are imprinting it into your mind. It's becoming more subconscious, more automatic. Okay, so that's the same idea that they're coming up with when we're doing this walking meditation extremely slowly. Because when you do it that way, you're being very deliberate, right? You're setting an intention and you're following through with that intention, which can develop our self-trust, develop our confidence and our belief that if we set an intention, we can follow through with it. And we're taking action on it because we're walking, we're moving somewhere. I am moving forward, right? So there's so many benefits that can come from walking meditation. And like I said before, you know, it's something that once you're done with the walking meditation, you can sit down and do sitting meditation and find that you are more focused and concentrated. So I also just like being in nature. I mean, just being in nature itself, because you can do this inside. You know, you can do walking meditation inside. You don't have to come outside. But being in nature is obviously more grounding and gives energy back to us. Not that our homes don't, but you know, there's a lot of value in just being on the soil and on the earth. Okay. So once again, if you guys want to share any ideas with me as to other topics that you'd like to review, since this is the last teaching, sorry, I keep getting attacked by a bug. This is the last teaching Monday of Meditation Mondays. Next week, I'm going to do a celebratory card pull. We're just going to kind of hang out together and chill. And if you want to show up, I will pull cards and give you guys some intuitive guidance. And if you have any questions just about anything in general, we can even use that as like a chatting session to determine if there's other issues that are coming up for you guys in the community that you might want more information on, or that you might want to kind of process in a live and brainstorm together. So I'm happy to offer that time to you guys next week on Meditation Monday. So congratulations to Raylyn for winning the free session. I'm going to tag you in this and shoot you a private message. And anybody else that shares this out or tags 5 friends, I would be happy to put you in the drawing for next week so you guys can win a free session with me. I'm finding that some people want to do the Akashic Records session and some people are like, no, I don't really know what that is and I don't want to do it. I'm happy to share more info about that, although I've made some posts on my page you can go back to and read too. But, you know, I'm happy to offer Reiki or intuitive guidance, tapping, you know, whatever you think your needs are at the time, because I want it to benefit you, obviously, and get your needs met. So shoot me a message, guys, if you have further questions. And thank you so much for joining me today. I love being out here under my favorite tree with all of you. And I will look forward to seeing you next week. All right. Thanks, Danielle. Love you. All right. Bye, guys.